Asante sana Governor wa Nairobi, Governor Sonko. Our development partners, led by UNICEF Country Director, the county leadership led by the Governor, the CECs, Chief Officers, and MCAs, the family of Pumwani Hospital, my team from the Ministry of Health, ladies and gentlemen, hamjambo, 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 asante sana. The family of Pumwani, kina mama, our neighbors, the hospital staff and management receive greetings from His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. Natuma salamu kutoka kwa Mheshimiwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta. Imefika? Imefika? Nimurudishie ama ni one way? Asante sana. I will read my speech. As the Governor has said, today is an international day. A week commencing yesterday, we celebrate breastfeeding in the world. So I'll read my speech. We are gathered here today with the rest of the world in celebrating this year's World Breastfeeding Week. This year's theme, which is breastfeeding, a foundation of life, befits our collective acknowledgement as parents, as health workers, as policymakers, and experts that breastfeeding is the healthiest start to life, since it lays the foundation for good health and survival for children as well as mothers. As a government, we encourage and promote breastfeeding owing to its tremendous health benefits, protection of newborn babies from deadly diseases. No. Thank you very much. Furthermore, economic gains realized when we invest in breastfeeding cannot be overemphasized. A study conducted by Lancet and published 2 years ago informs us that investing $1 in breastfeeding in turn generates $35 in economic returns. In a world filled with inequality, crises, and poverty, breastfeeding is a premise upon which lifelong well-being for babies and mothers is founded. Breast milk meets the child's immunological needs, is a natural and optimal way of feeding children, and it promotes social development due to bonding between the mother and child. These benefits are backed by strong scientific evidence. Just as an example, in Kenya, the KDHS, that is the Kenya Democratic Health Survey, reveals that exclusive breastfeeding rates in Kenya have improved from 32% to 61% within a period of 5 years. These gains come from accelerated efforts in promotion, in protection, and support for breastfeeding, including the enactment of the Breast Milk Substitutes Control and Regulation Act of the year 2012. As a consequence, a higher exclusive breastfeeding rate has significantly impacted reduction of infant ailments and child death rates from 74 per 1,000 live births to 52 per 1,000 live births within a period of 5 years. The stunting, wasting, and underweight rates have also decreased as a result of exclusive breastfeeding. These achievements have given Kenya recognition as one of the countries that is on track to achieving the World Health Assembly target in maternal and child nutrition. Despite of these achievements, it is still not acceptable that 39% of our children are not exclusively breastfed. I reiterate, it is still not acceptable that 39% of our children are not exclusively breastfed. We strive together to reach the target of 80% by the year 2025. This is not only important, but it is an important pillar towards realization of universal health coverage. Ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of the benefits of breastfeeding, Kenya has prioritized breastfeeding in the Constitution, guaranteeing every child a right to basic nutrition and health of the highest attainable standard. In addition, the Breast Milk and Substitute Act of the year 2012 deters promotion of other milks and foods targeting children. The Health Act, enacted last year, requires all employers to establish lactation stations in the workplace and provide breaks and intervals for nursing employees to enable them sustain breastfeeding as well as increase their productivity. At this point, Governor Sonko, I wish to thank you for confirming that you are going to be setting up and living by example lactation stations in City Hall. I also wish to commend the management of Pumwani Hospital together with my team and partners for agreeing that Pumwani Hospital becomes a pilot in terms of having an innovation around milk, lactation, and a milk bank, which is then going to inform how this practice will be brought to scale across the country. Policies and guidelines have been developed by my ministry in consultation with stakeholders to support this very important subject, and it is my hope and expectation that all counties will apply these guidelines and policies that we'll also be launching here today. Further, as a national government, we will continue investing towards supporting the free maternity program, which is very close to the heart of His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. To date, we have served over 1 million mothers whose maternity bills have been paid through this program. What does this mean for me? As we celebrate this week, mothers should be supported to breastfeed by the family members, by the social networks, as well as the employers. Governor Sonko, a request that I have put before you is that we need to build more social networks in this county and across the country. As I walked around, I came across community health volunteers who influence the behavior of our mothers, who educate our mothers in the comfort of their homes and urge them to continue breastfeeding their children with very positive feedback. These health volunteers are useful in helping us evangelize some of the health programs, including the need for breastfeeding. As I celebrate them, I note that they do not have even a stipend to allow them to buy soap, to wash their feet when they go back to their homes. As I will be taking this matter to Parliament, I urge that you consider also putting these very useful partners in health delivery to be put on a stipend so that they can have additional motivation to help us. Finally, I wish to call upon employers and stakeholders in each country to do the following 3 things. 1, to prioritize establishment of lactation stations in workplaces and to provide for breaks for nursing employees as is within the law. And to lead by example, I am hereby directing my team responsible at headquarters to set up the first lactation station at the Ministry of Health headquarters immediately. I also wish to recognize that every child has a right to feed, and mothers must be allowed to breastfeed freely, anywhere, anytime, in safe and comfortable spaces. Finally, I want to call upon employers to ensure that mothers are not influenced to use milk substitute as opposed to breastfeeding. Let me appreciate every individual, government, ministries, departments, the County of Nairobi, the UN, here represented by UNICEF, and other partners for supporting in making Kenya a breastfeeding country. I wish to now respond to the requests by Governor Sonko. 1, I have had quick consultation with my team, and as per your request, the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority agency will resume supplies of drugs to your county tomorrow. I do appreciate that you got into an office where pending bills out of supplies to the county had been made, and you will therefore continue to carry on the baggage of the pending bills owed to KEMSA. However, this should not stop us from giving you supplies for which you will pay as soon as deliveries have been made to you, even as you pursue the criminal cases that are before you. Number 2, I wish to also urge you, now that you have budgeted resources to go to the health sector, I wish to urge you to move with speed to invest in the equipment that are required in Pumwani, but also across the other facilities which are under the management of the county government of Nakuru. And I want to acknowledge and applaud you for today directing your team to buy the equipment that are required to save the lives of the children in this hospital as they are born. I wish to also acknowledge and appreciate that you have given directives to the staff that work in this hospital, but across all the facilities here in Nairobi, because unless we can use the investment which we as government have made in the hospitals, then can we be able to save the lives of mothers and children. And therefore we should not allow for employees to be in competition with services for which the government has invested in the facilities around. Finally, let me say, as I reiterate what you have indicated, no child or mother should die because of being careless and failing to invest in the most obvious places. We have to invest in equipment, we have to invest in infrastructure including theater and ICUs, we have to invest in human resource, we have to invest in drugs as leaders of this country. Let me come back and say finally, as I pronounce today, the Kenya, the launch of the World Breastfeeding Week, which we are marking through this week, we will do so by launching 5 guidelines which will all go towards supporting breastfeeding in Kenya. Among these will be the Kenya Human Milk Breast Banking Guidelines. I will also shortly be launching the first 100 days guideline which ensures good health of mother and baby. I will also shortly be launching vitamin A supplementation for children guidelines, which is a trainer's guide. We'll also launch shortly vitamin A supplement for children, again a participant's manual. And finally, we'll be launching, as we celebrate this week, operational guidelines for health workers in Kenya, home fortification with multiple micronutrients powder, just to mark this week as we celebrate it in style. Niruhusu sasa nirudi kwako Gavana wa Nairobi. Nikushukuru sana kwa vile ningependa hawa mafanzi wako pia wasikie na waelewe tumesema ya kwamba pesa umetenga kando, pesa ambao utaweza kutumia kwa mahospitali kuanzia hapa Pumwani na vile vile hospitali zile zingine ambazo ziko katika kaunti yako. Niseme kweli, wale watu wamekupatia kura, walipatia rais kura, na vile vile nikapata kazi pale kama waziri wa afya, waliona ya kwamba unatosha kuwatumikia na utaweza kuwatumikia kama kuna vifaa za kazi kwa hospitali, kama madawa hayafiki kwa hospitali, na kama wafanyikazi pia wanachukua shortcut kwa ile kazi wanatakiwa kufanya. Nikushukuru sana kwa vile wewe mwenyewe umesimama na ukasema ya kwamba hata vile iko itilafu kidogo hapa na pale utaitatua na utaendelea kutumikia wananchi wa Kenya, sana sana watoto na wamama. Niseme ya kwamba tumesikia ombi lako na tutarejea kupeana madawa kutoka KEMSA kwa kaunti ya Nairobi kuanzia kesho. Nawe pia ujikakamue, tukifanya yale uendelee kulipa ile supplies tutakuwa tunalete, ukipigana na wale wengine ambao unaona ya kwamba zile deni ambazo unatudai kama kaunti saa ingine haikutumikiwa sawa sawa, lakini deni dawa yake ni kulipa. Utatulipa, tuache ukimbizane na wezi. Nafurahi nikiona ya kwamba unashikana sana na Mheshimiwa Rais kwa mambo ya ufisadi, kwa vile ufisadi sasa hivi Kenya nafikiri imefika mwisho. Kwa vile tukifanya yetu, tukitumikia wagonjwa, tushikane pamoja tuone pia unanisaidia kwa kuinvest kwa hospitali ya county, ndio tudicongest Kenyatta, ndio Kenyatta irudi kuwa referral, isiwe ni pahali ya mama kwenda kuchifungua. Mambo ya primary healthcare ikae kwa level 4, level 5, 4, 3 huku chini, tuachiwe pale tufanye utabiti na kufundisha watu na mambo ya referral Kenyatta. Kwa hivyo nikushukuru sana na kujitokeza leo pia tuwe hapa nawe, inamaanisha ya kwamba bado unapenda kina mama na watoto. Kwa hivyo nikushukuru sana. Tumefika kikomo sasa na tutaenda pale ndio tuzindue zile guidelines ambazo zitatumiwa na wafanyikazi, zitatumiwa pia na hawa kina mama wako community health volunteers pale kufundisha kina mama wetu, na tutaimba kabisa hata tumalize kazi. Okay? Pumwani kina mama wafanyikazi, kila mmoja wetu hapa na wapenda sana tena sana. Kwa hivyo mtu endelee kufanya yetu na mshikilia governor ndio naye aweze kuwafanyia mambo ya hospitali. Mungu awabariki sana.